All right, so I'm recording this after I did the live website build with Claude Design that I'm about to show you. And I wanted to quickly let you guys know that it has been 2 days since this website was pushed live. And my sister has already booked 85% of her entire summer, which is over 220 of her 260 meetings. And actually within the first 7 hours of her website being live, she had booked 170 lessons, which is 70% of her entire summer. I knew that we were gonna get some good results with this website, but I had absolutely no idea that it was actually gonna go and perform that well. I feel like you guys needed to know that before you actually watched me build it in real time, because I was recording all of this before the website was actually live. This works. And if you like this video and want more of it, I share workflows like this every single week in my newsletter, The Filter. I also walk you through how to do this with my partner, Zach Lloyd, in our Skool community, Zero to Automated. The link to join my free newsletter along with the Skool community are both in the description below. So let's get into the video. All right, man, oh man, do I have something in store for you guys today. I'm gonna be doing something that I've been genuinely looking forward to all week. I'm gonna be building a website for my sister. She does swim lessons during the summer. So I'm gonna make her a quick landing page, and I'm gonna be using Claude Design. And I just wanna hop on and literally just record the process in real time. So by the end of this video, you are going to see the exact process that you can go and copy and replicate for yourself to go and build a landing page for literally anything. I'm just gonna build it in public and see how it goes. So stick around if that interests you. If it doesn't interest you, don't stick around. But I have a feeling that this video is going to be giving away the sauce. So to get started right now, I am trying to search for, if you can see, the vibe that I want for my sister is, she already sent me the colors and everything she wants for the website. But in my mind, I want it to be like the font, the hero font's kind of like swimming like water bubbles. I want it to be very like water, coral, that type of vibe, like feeling like you're like almost underwater, under the sea, which as far as vibe designing goes, could be a little difficult. Maybe I'm overstepping, and maybe you saw the end product at the end of this video, which I have no idea what that's going to be. But maybe you saw that end product, and maybe you're just like, Zach, that did not turn out at all like you described. So you're going to see that in real time, because like I said, this is what I'm envisioning right now. So kind of like the first step in the whole process I'm thinking about going about and doing this. One, I'm searching up website with bubble letters. I couldn't find anything, but I'm finding a couple of fonts that like I kind of like the style of. Like I'm gonna look up a website. I'm just gonna look up like water bubble font, because I'm not really getting what I want. Oh, this is great. This is great. Perfect. I'm gonna take a couple. I really like this one. It's very playful. She gives swim lessons to 4 through 9 year olds. So Aubrey, if you're watching this video, you're a baller. But yeah, so she gives some lessons to some pretty young kids. So I wanted to have a pretty like young feel to it. So also, yeah, so I'm gonna use Whisperflow real quick and just talk to my computer. All right, so here's like kind of a font library, I guess, for this really cool water drop font. That's what it's called. What I want to do with this is I'm going to be making a website that's like for a swim lesson website. And so with this though, I want to mock up a logo that says swim with Aubrey. And I'm envisioning that like we definitely use this font for at least some of it. Maybe just Aubrey is in this, but like I think probably all of it's just like swim with Aubrey. But can we see some sort of like conceptual logo, just the logo on like a white background that says swim with Aubrey? If you want to give me a couple different designs. But yeah, let's take that direction. And my thought in doing this is I want to get a logo kind of like hammered out. Oh shoot, hold on. I forgot to create an image. There we go. And yeah, my thought with this is I want to get the brand guide like kind of on point first, so we know what the logo is, we know what we're working with before we actually build out the website, because that's really important. If you're building a website totally from scratch, like I literally just bought her domain name yesterday. It's swimwithaubrey.com. If you want swim lessons, check her out. But I literally just bought this domain name yesterday. So like the brand doesn't exist. So we need to create a logo and everything. So this could be a longer video, but I'll probably just put it in fast motion. Yeah, probably like honestly, cue fast motion. Right after I clapped, of course, it gave us a couple of logo variants. I really like the dolphin. I'm going to send this to my sister, to be honest. So clap again. I'll see you guys in a few seconds. All right, because how I'm thinking about this, you might be like, why aren't you using Claude Design? Claude Design is really good for apps and websites, but when it comes to just straight up image gen, Nano Banana 2, when they drop 2, is nutty. You need to be using it. And so that's why I'm starting from scratch from this. But yeah, we still need to dial in the logo. I'll let you know which one she ends up picking. All right, we're going to go with the bottom one, which is swim with Aubrey on top of each other. So now I'm just going to tell Nano Banana, all right, we're going to go with the bottom one. Can we hammer this out like transparent background with this logo, making it like extra clear and crisp and everything centered for the bottom one? It looks great, but like also can we make it like all the same blue like you have with the other two? Because like notice how the top one's a little bit lighter. I think that we want like make it all the same blue like you have with the others. We'll see what it comes up with. All right, so it gave me back the logos. To be honest, so it gave me back all three, which is fine. Actually gave me a couple different variants. So what we're gonna do is download it, crop it, and then actually go manually remove the background because I don't think it did that. All right, we're gonna go over now to Adobe Express just to edit this. This is unfortunately still manual. Call me old fashioned, call me crazy, but this is how I roll. We're just gonna remove background like this. Let's see what it does. Still loading. Ah, there we go. Beautiful. Yeah, that's perfect. That's really perfect. All right, now we're gonna center this thing. We're gonna make the background transparent. Boom. Would you look at that? All right, now we literally, so okay, we just vibe designed a logo with Nano Banana Pro. Yeah, making sure it's centered. All right, perfect. So now we have like a pretty high definition logo. We're gonna download that. Let's check this John out. Boom. There we go. All right. So that's really cool. So now we have our logo sorted out. That helps us kind of go along with the vibe of the website. All right, so now we have the logo sorted out. Really helpful because we now have the vibe of our website. I'll pull it up real quick. You can see pretty rudimentary logo, but it's just going to be in the corner of her website. It's just kind of for some, to legitimize some of her business. So now the fun parts, and now we're going to start to kind of vibe design the layout of it. But I think the first step that I'm going to take this is one, I need to go find inspiration. And for that, we're going to use siteinspire.com. Shout out AI with Remy. He gave me this website for inspiration. I saw it in one of his YouTube videos, but we're going to find something here that's like semi what we're going for. And because this is, I don't want to overcomplicate things. I think oftentimes landing pages that I see, they try to cram too much onto it and they just need to like get their point across, make it really simple. The whole point of this landing page is to just get people to book time with my sister to do swim lessons. So obviously we're going to have a header, some really simple sub header, and then a book your swim lesson. And then below that, I'm envisioning like kind of the proof. She's a very decorated swimmer. She holds, I think, like 9 records or something at her high school, on top of other certifications she has. That's important for lifeguarding. So we're going to include all of that as kind of proof, like why Aubrey. We're going to have a couple pictures on it. And then like just another call to action to book your call, or to book your time with Aubrey. So it's gonna be really, really simple. But yeah, I think next thing I want to do is I want to probably go back to Gemini actually. And I'm going to start a new chat. I'm going to start a new chat with Gemini. I'm going to feed it the logo we have with Aubrey. And then I'm going to talk to it. All right, I just fed you the Swim with Aubrey logo for a website we're building out. Aubrey wants the website to be a light pink, maybe some coral, and then like a navy blue. So a very nautical theme. And yeah, I want you to basically take, I want this to be a pretty simple landing page, but I've attached her logo. And then I'm also going to attach a couple other landing pages that I kind of like the design of, the vibe of. And then I'm also going to give you some context below of Aubrey. And then I want to work with you to basically like draft out, mock up the landing page, a really detailed PRD that gives us a simplistic landing page. The structure I'm envisioning is some sort of some sort of hero headline, some sort of sub headline, like book your lesson, or like book your lesson now button, and then proof of Aubrey. Aubrey's a very decorated swimmer, so a little proof section. I'll give you everything, like I said, that you need about Aubrey, and then like some pictures, and then like another call to action or whatever. So it's going to be very like Aubrey centric website. It's literally the whole point of this is like, we can't lose track of this. The entire point, the whole objective is to get people to book a swim lesson with Aubrey. That's the whole point. I've also fed you a couple graphics of like social media graphics we made for Aubrey over the past couple of summers for this, for reference of like what we typically include, but like we're going to be mocking up a website. So I want it to be like kind of class. And like have that nautical theme, but also notice her logo is kind of like bubbly theme. So some like a kid, playful, fun theme. All right, I just promised that I would deliver it a lot. So now it's time to get to work. So now I'm going to pause the video real quick. I'm just going to fetch some information about Aubrey that I'm going to feed to Gemini. All right, so I went ahead and gave it some information about Aubrey. Now the final thing really is we need to find some sort of like site that we like, some sort of landing page we're going to replicate. I haven't done any research on this at all, but honestly, I think we're going to mess around with Google Gemini and see if it can mock up some sort of like landing page section. So that's gonna be the next route I take actually. So I gave it all this information, and now I'm just gonna go down. If you don't know, like 3 dashes like that break it up for the AI, the LLM to read. Using all this info, actually, can we just mock up an image of like a hero section so we can get a vibe of what like a simplistic, clean, kid-friendly website would look like with the logo and like everything we know about Aubrey? Don't overdo it. Make it like very simplistic. I'm gonna have it create an image, and so let's just go pro. Once again, like I'm taking this route. If I wanted to take the time to go find a website, I could also do that. I might still have to. I don't know what Gemini is going to give me. I'm pretty curious to know. But this is something I've actually done before. I've asked Gemini to like mock up just a really simple landing page for the website. So I'm excited to see what this gives me. And then once we have this image intact, what we're going to go over and do is we're going to go likely build this out we're going to test out Claude Design and see how that works to get like some sort of first mock-up done. So stay tuned. All right, this is just the reality of like building in real time. For some reason, I'm getting like some sort of error with Gemini. So we're going to go over to Google Playground, AI Playground, and then do it out like there in Google AI Studio. Because like I said, for some reason, that's being weird. So we're just going to copy my prompt exactly because I already told it everything I need to. And then all we're going to do now is just give it those images of Aubrey. And then we're going to also do swim with Aubrey logo as well. We're going to go ahead and run it. I need to link it in API key real quick. So I should already have some. Perfect. All right. I think right now it's cooking. Content block. Okay. It might be because I said kids ages 4 through 9. We're going to get rid of that part. In the prompt. Let's see. All right. So we're having some weird trouble with Google. Probably all of that was I'm probably just going to put it in fast motion. Like for whatever reason, Google, I designed the logo and everything, but it won't give me any sort of mock-up of the landing page. So what we're going to do is we're just going to say, instead of creating an image, we're just going to say, let's like give me a PRD. Can you just give me a PRD of a very, very detailed, like simplistic landing page? And then if you have any questions, as always, ask me. All right, I just updated the prompt. So like I said, it should be giving me a better output of some sort. All right, now it's just asking me some questions. I'm going to go through, answer those, and we'll see you guys in a minute. All right, this thing just absolutely cooked. It gave me a really good, simple, focused PRD. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to copy this from Google, come over into Claude Design. And what I'm going to do is create a new project. I'm going to call it Swim with Aubrey because that's her website. Swim with Aubrey website. I'm going to create it. What I'm going to do, is I'm going to copy this prompt, and I'm going to also attach the Swim with Aubrey logo. And then I'm also going to tell it, I have some other logos of Aubrey as well that I can give you. So maybe leave placeholders for that. One is of her, like just like kind of an Aubrey standing in a swimsuit, like a more like professional image. And then a couple of them are action shots of her actually swimming. All right, we're going to send it, and then we're going to see this thing absolutely cook. One thing I've noticed working with Claude Design is it's great whenever you give it a reference. Starting from scratch like this, I'm a little nervous because I haven't gotten the best results trying to just mock it up from scratch. And mind you, I'm kind of rushing the process a little bit here by just, I didn't research. I didn't find any sort of reference websites because I have this idea. I think we're going to convey it well enough in words to overcome that. But always, if you can give it a reference site of one that like you're more or less stealing the style of, that's going to give you the best outcome when it comes to AI, generating a website with AI. So yeah, we're going to see what this comes up with. It's probably going to take a few minutes to map it all out, but we should have like V1 fired up here in a second. All right. I am very thoroughly impressed, honestly, with the first run. Like, mind you saw the whole process. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Anybody could do this. And yeah, this is what we're working with here. So I'm going to go full screen. Mind you, the logo is too big. It needs to be centered, but like take that away and like, I mean, there's bubbles, there's elements. The wave element, we'd have to like fix that a little bit, but like, look at this thing. I mean, private swim lessons with a champion, empowering kids ages 4 to 9 with water confidence, taught by an 8-time record-breaking swimmer. Book your lesson now, which will take them to Square. We're going to put in a photo of her here, but like, look, hey, I'm Aubrey. That emoji moves. I didn't even tell it to do that. And then meet your coach. It talks all about her and the details, and then little action shots of Aubrey. And yeah, summer 2026 spots feeling fast, ready to dive in. Book a 30-minute private lesson and let's get your kids splashing with confidence. Book your lesson now. And then that's going to take them to her booking page, which is on square.com. But like, We're going to fine tune this a little bit, but holy crap. I've only been recording this video for 30 minutes. I probably put a lot of this in fast motion. So maybe we're like 10 minutes into the video, but wow. I mean, this is crazy, and it's a really simple website, but this is such an unlock to anybody. Like, you can do so much with AI, and Claude Design especially. I'm thoroughly impressed with Claude Design. So we're going to make some small tweaks, and like all that's going to be, I'll keep it rolling, but all that's going to be is I'm just going to be talking back and forth with Claude Design. Number one is we need to make the logo smaller, but also it's kind of weird because the logo is a different color. So we're probably going to make it smaller first to see if that's a problem still. But yeah, other than that, like maybe some spacing as well. So we're just going to talk with it. We're going to talk with it and have it make some of these tweaks. So yeah. We're going to press enter. Yeah, it's just going to go think and make those changes for me. So I sit back. I'm going to maybe go, I'm probably going to have dinner in a minute because it's 9:06 in Spain. Way too late. But yeah, I'm gonna go have dinner, and after it makes these changes, but man, oh man, I will update you guys when we have the finished product, because from here, it's just gonna be back and forth changes. All right, so I made some tweaks, maybe took me 15 minutes to get it where I wanted to get it. So I just asked it now. I'm gonna move it over into Claude Code, and I'm gonna be building it on the Astro development framework because that's great for SEO and site speeds and things like that. So I just said, let me see where I found it. I just said, amazing. Now, what do I need to do to migrate this over in Claude Code? So what it did, it gave me a downloadable zip file. And then all I did in my downloadable zip file is I moved it over into a Swim with Aubrey website folder. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste this, open the folder in Claude Code. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to come over. This is cursor. I'm going to open a project. I'm going to go to the Swim with Aubrey website folder, go here. And then I'm going to open up the terminal up in the upper right-hand corner and make that full screen. Type Claude to turn on Claude Code. Let it trust the folder. I'm going to copy this and then say astro.dev framework. That's what we're going to build on. I build all my websites on the Astro framework because for SEO, like I said, site speeds, it's the fastest. So I'm just going to now press enter. And then what Claude is going to do is it's going to basically copy all these files in an actual like indexable way that is ready to be published on Google as a live Google site. And then once it's done doing this, what I'm going to do is I'll go into Namecheap. I'll show you guys how I hook up the DNS and everything into Namecheap, and then we'll deploy it live to Vercel, and then we'll have a live website in under an hour. And then real quick also, I wanted to show you, so this is like the private, this was the end version that we got it with. So mind you, it's going to be, it's kind of optimized for mobile, but had to change the color of her logo actually to make it more on brand because it was just too bright and looked really dumb. But it's a pretty solid website, and I got some pictures of her. And then this will eventually go to her Square page. But like right now it's pretty dialed in. Like I said, got some interactive moving like elements, which is super, super cool. Really, really pleased with how this turned out. Like I said, pretty elementary, but that's kind of the vibe of the website we were going for. All right, we are back. One day later, I went to get dinner last night and I did not get back to it. So it's the next day, but we're just going to finish this off real quick. This next part, what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you guys through how to basically deploy the website live. So I already bought her domain. I just added all of her code to a GitHub repository, which think of a GitHub repository. If you don't know what that is, it's like a Google Drive, but for living code and projects that you work out of Claude Code in. So I have a repository now. It has all the code. So I'm going to copy this link and then paste it into a Vercel. I created a new project in my Vercel account. And if you don't know what Vercel is, essentially Vercel is what allows you to actually host it on Google, on the internet. Yeah, that's all we're going to do. We're just going to go ahead and deploy. It's very simple, just landing page. And then now you can see it is starting to deploy, and it shouldn't take all that long to actually have a live website. Perfect. There you have it. You can now see that it is deployed. So now what we need to do is now we need to hook up the Vercel project. We need to hook that up to Namecheap. Namecheap is what I actually bought the domain name on of swimwithaubrey.com. So to get swimwithaubrey.com, if we look up swimwithaubrey.com right now, we'll be able to see that it's going to say nothing, like no site's going to load because nothing's actually hooked up to it. So our job now is to attach this Vercel project that now is like live and hosted. We need to now connect it to swimwithaubrey.com because no one can find it. So that's what we're going to go and do, which is pretty straightforward, but we need to go to Namecheap. That's where I actually bought my swimwithaubrey.com domain. We're going to come over to domain list, and then we're just going to go find our specific domain. Once we're in the domain, we're going to go and hit advanced DNS. And then what I'm going to do as a non-technical person is I'm going to go and tell Claude Code that I'm ready to actually set up the advanced DNS for my website. And then I'm going to have it tell me what to do. What that's going to tell me to do is come over to Vercel, and I'm going to have to set up some DNS settings on the back end. Also add a couple of things over here to get it live. And then it's going to be production ready on swimwithaubrey.com. So I will go do that. It's going to take me 3 minutes tops. So I'll see you guys in a second. And I'm not going to show this because it is somewhat sensitive information that I don't want you guys to have. Sorry. All right. And then voila, here we go. We have the site live now at swimwithaubrey.com. So, I mean, you can see everything. Everything's where it needs to be. You can go to swimwithaubrey.com and see the site for yourself. And relatively straightforward process. Took me about 5 minutes. Took my browser actually a second to refresh. I had to open it in an incognito window because weird caching issues. But that is how easy it is. In under an hour, I went from a concept to a live website for a landing page for a really simple service business. So I hope found this helpful. And if you're new to AI, my goal is that hopefully you see just how easy it is to go and do this for yourself if you wanted to. But if you want to skip the shortcut, we actually teach you how to do this as well as give you a done-for-you AI business in a box. In my friend and I, Zach Lloyd's Skool community, we're going to attach it, link in the bio below. And it's also a great way to stay up to date on everything AI related. We also give you Claude skills every single week. We give you done-for-you workflows, and we hop on and have office hours on a weekly basis to help you guys out in whatever AI project it is that you're building. If you made it this far, thank you for watching the video, and we'll see you guys in the next one.